Alright, in this tutorial we're going to learn how to create settings. Now before we go on, I want to warn you that there are actually multiple ways of creating settings, and this way is going to involve, to me I like it this way better in some ways, but there's also another way that requires less code, but I just like to do it this way. However, it will require, like when you want the program uninstalled, it may require more of an advanced uninstaller because it may have to uninstall the files from other files from another place. This is a possibility, it depends on the computer. So this way isn't as reliable, but I just like it this way. So I'm going to teach you how to do it this way. Fair enough. Okay, let's get into the settings. So first, let's say we create a settings form. I'm gonna go to project, add new form. I'm gonna call it settings. So let's say, well, let me think here. Well, let's create a new setting. Oops, where'd my toolbox go? Open toolbox. Alright, let's add a label. And I know I'm moving a little fast, but I don't want to make this video too long. I'm just gonna name it search with Bing. Just, I like Bing anyway. And then I'm gonna add a check box. Add another checkbox. I think actually I'm gonna move both checkboxes. Whoops. Oh, I'm gonna move both checkboxes down a bit, and I'm gonna change this a little bit. Add a colon. All right, and I'm gonna call for the checkbox one. I'm gonna say true. You can do whatever you like. And for checkbox 2, I'm going to say false. Alright, perfect. Now I think we're ready to get into the code. So, we're going to go down into, let's see, form 1. Let's go down here. Let's go back to form 1. Let's add a text box. And I may have to go get some other code here. Let's add a button. And we're going to call it search. And then, let's see. Actually, let's put this code under button 1. This is better. Let's put it under button 1 here. This will work better. So if my.computer.filesystem.file exists, see updater settings. Try bing.txt, then system.diagnostics.process.start, and then we're gonna put in the special Bing search link. I'm gonna call it. Let me just replace it. Perfect. So it's gonna search with Bing then. And then let's add an else if. Else if my.computer.filesystem.file exists, see updater settings bing.txt equals false. Remember this. Then this needs to be text box 1 there. Okay. Then it's gonna do Google, and I have to figure out, I don't have the Google one, so I have to go try out Google. CSC search. Okay, so now, alright, it's pretty similar. So I'm going to copy this. We're going to put in similar code here. Actually, yeah, I'll just process since I have this copied. That's start. And then I'm going to put that in. It's not going to be, we're going to get rid of that there. That should work. And text box 1 dot text dot replace. And then this part's a little weird. So let me see if it worked. Uh-oh. Okay, we got a little error here. Oh, I see what I did. Got an extra parenthesis there. Oh, now I need another parenthesis. As I said, it's very confusing, this part. It's a little weird. Okay. So that part is good. Now I've got to go about how we create the text file. This is a little tricky. Okay, let's go down to settings here. So search with Bing. Actually, let's do radio buttons. Radio buttons. Radio buttons. Radio button. Okay. Let's add that. Add to, and then true. And down here we'll put false. Perfect. Alright. So now when it's checked, let's go back to get that code that I had down here. So this, we're gonna have to change it up, of course, but see, I've used this code several places, but I don't have it memorized. Okay. Now this is gonna be a little strange here. Let me see. Oh yes, we've got to add a little bit more code up here. Let's see. Let me get it. No wonder why I was seeing errors. I was like, some of those errors shouldn't be there. A couple of them will be there still. It's not a big. Oh, and now I put it in the wrong place. There's no end to our problems today, huh? Let's see. Cut this. Paste. You want to paste it. Okay, this is very, very important. You want to paste it above the public class. It needs to be at the very top of all the code. Okay? And so now we can get rid of this. And we need to fix the directory. If the directory exists here. See updater settings. Is that what we called it? Updater settings bing.txt. I think that's what it was. And then we're gonna replace this. We're gonna. Okay. No. If it does exist. Oh yeah. If the directory exists, then create this text file, right? See updater settings bing.txt. Okay. And now this we shouldn't need this. I don't think. Should work. Okay, so that's not working. Okay. Sec. See, let's try this. Label 1.text. See, and do we actually have a label 1? Yes, we do. So I'm going to change this text just to Bing. This should make it work. Okay. So just Bing. Okay. So that's good. Now we're going to have an else if right here. So if the directory doesn't exist, it's going to create the directory and then create the text file as well. So actually, all I need at the moment is this. So let's go back. Go back here. Okay. Create directory. And of course this is wrong. Updater settings Oh. Okay, so then we'll just get rid of that then. Dot file exists equals false then. Create directory updater settings. See. Alright, that's good. And then we've got to get this other code for it to actually do that. Okay. Alright. Shoo, that was the first radio button. Now the second one. So basically this needs to be, if this one's selected, then it's going to search with Google, right? So now it's going to be if my computer file system, this time file exists, see updater settings, bing.txt, then it needs to delete it. Then my computer file system delete file. Yes, that's right. That's right. Good. Okay, see updater settings bing.txt. Good. So that's fairly simple. Then, and we'll add an else if, just for good measure. Else if my computer file system file exists, see updater settings bing.txt equals false, then do nothing. Okay, that should work. So we're gonna try it. So here's our form. Oh, first, I'm sorry, I've got to add a button to take us to that form. So let's go button. Otherwise, how are we gonna do it, right? So let's put it down here. Call it settings. Okay. So yeah. So we'll go in here. Let's settings.show. Oh, dialog. Okay. That should work. Settings there. True. So let's see if it works. Help. Click it. That worked. Okay. Let's try making it false. Okay. Try it now. It's frozen. Got an error. Let me see. An unhandled exception of type system.argument. Just one string cannot be of 0 length. Oh. Okay. I think I got it. This is the problem. Pretty sure. Let's try it again. So let's check our settings. False. Because it didn't work last time, so I didn't save the settings. There it goes. Yes, it worked. And to see how the settings actually work, here's what we can do. So let's go down in there. So it created the directory, of course. So see, updater settings down in there. See, there's nothing in there. So now let's go change our settings and set it to true. We'll refresh this. There's our Bing text document. See that? And then we can completely close the form. Reopen it over here. And let's open the settings. Of course, it kept it to true, and that's because our text document is here because it's checking to see which one is whether it's there or not. So that's how I like to create settings, but there is a different way. For some may think it's easier, some may think it's harder. I like it this way. It was a little confusing because I hadn't created settings for a while. I don't usually use many settings in my programs. So, but I hope you found this useful, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.